Morning, Aquarius. Sun has just come up. I've just seen a little family of wild borzos going across this field. The mum and two babies, one tiny. So, we're doing your spread where you're at the moment. So it's going to be for wild boar people as well. We've got the Star and the Seven of Wands. So, I'm worried that I stopped them eating some plums because I've followed them all the way. And there were some lovely plums that she could have eaten. Anyway, I hope she smelled something else. She saw me and ran away. Anyway, the Star, which is your card, Aquarius, and the Seven of Wands, so maybe trying hard. I'm being quiet because my voice is very boomy and it's first thing in the morning here. And I don't know how far it carries. But it's trying hard to be yourself against lots of competing needs, I would say. Your current expectations, the Five of Swords, maybe you think things are going to be quite rough. There's a conversation that needs to be had that might be a bit uncomfortable. But the unexpected, we're going to build on this as well as we go. Oh. Queen of Swords and the Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands. The unexpected is that you start to get a little bit defensive, either of your work or of the amount of work that you're doing, and you try to put limits on it. Something around that. The advice, everything's coming out in twos for you, is the Nine of Wands. So you've got, and the High Priestess, is to set your boundaries and really think deeply or feel deeply into your intuition about how to do that so that you don't get, there's so much sort of creative fire and burden here, so we need you to be less burdened. And where it's going, Page of Swords, I like that, coming up with a new plan. But let's build on this. The story tends to unfold. Oh, I wish I hadn't stopped those. I tell you why, because the mum looks so thirsty, her mouth was open. She's sort of panting. Anyway, that was really stupid of me. Anyway, never mind. The Star and the Seven of Wands for where you're at the moment, feeling like you're having to fight your corner to be yourself somehow and needing a bit of healing. And then we got the Nine of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Kind of maybe over-exaggerating in your mind how bad this is. You know, this is demons whispering to us when we're asleep, the kind of crazy thoughts we have in the middle of the night. But yet the King of Pentacles is the least like that kind of energy. Look how secure he is. With these people petitioning him, he's able to help everyone. He's very, very secure. So maybe you're more secure than you realise. Your current expectations with the Five of Swords and the Four of Swords. So you know that you're going to have an uncomfortable, conversation, and that you need to heal from that. That's what you think is coming. But instead, the unexpected that's coming, the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Wands. And then the Five of Pentacles. Feeling a bit left out in the cold. And a bit overburdened and needing to get a little sharp with people because of it. Where's your place? That's the feeling. So the advice with the High Priestess and the boundary card of the Nine of Wands is the Ten of Wands, which has turned up already for you in the unexpected, and the Nine of Pentacles. Strange, every time you get a kind of burdened card, you also get a card that says to me that you can cope. So it sort of says use your intuition to put your boundaries, because you are kind of amazing at what you do. Might be around work, certainly about feeling burdened. And where it's all going, the Page of Wands. So the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands, this kind of teenage energy that's coming in at the end of excitement and planning, which is good. So it feels like you've recovered somewhat. So yeah, the feeling that you're stronger than you think you are. There's this sense of lots going on, but that you are stronger than you think you are, that you can cope, that you've achieved a lot. The Nine of Pentacles in your advice is saying, remember what you've done, not what you've achieved. So where they're at the moment, Aquarius and Wild Boar people, Hangman and the Knight. Well, this goes with your thinking funny thoughts at night, but this would be more like, yeah, maybe it is talking about that. Maybe you've got to change your perspective from your nighttime view. Maybe there are worries that are coming up that make you feel less secure and less like yourself. And you've got to kind of change your perspective and realise that things are much better than you think they are. Your current expectations with the Five of Swords and the Four of Swords and the Prince of Cups, you feel like you're going to feel... He's like the Page of Cups. You feel like you're going to feel quite romantic. That's what you're expecting, and vulnerable potentially, and needing a little bit of rest. But the unexpected, with the Princess of Torches turning up here, is now she's the Knight of Wands. To go with this sense of needing your bitchy sort of Queen of Swords to be there to oversee things, to protect you when you are feeling a bit out in the cold. But then you've got this kind of passionate energy coming in. And now with the advice, Four of Swords, which you've already had again. So get your boundaries sorted, rest, remember how good you are, and recalibrate. And where it's going, Nine of Pentacles, which you've also had. It's sort of saying to me that you're coming back to strategizing and enthusiasm of a youthful perspective, where you realise just how good you are. Right, so let's pull some from these decks. I wonder what's going on for you. It's interesting. There's a lack of understanding of how brilliant you are, or needing to reconnect with that. So current situation, these worries at night, you do have the strength. You know, just like I said, you've got the strength to deal with these kind of nighttime worries, all these things that you have to do that stop you feeling quite like yourself. There's something frightening around security that's coming up at night for you. You're expected, what you expect. Two cards. We've got the Five of Cups, to go with your Five of Pentacles, or Five of Swords rather. And the Nine of Pentacles again. There is a deep knowledge somewhere that you are kind of brilliant. She's turned up 3 times for you now. I think you understand how strong you are, how much you can achieve on your own. But there is a feeling of disappointment here, and needing to rest and recalibrate after a bit of an argument. The unexpected, the King of Swords, to go with your Queen of Swords, but it's the female version in this pack, and the Ten of Wands, which you've already got in this same pile, the unexpected. That burdens are going to continue to be quite a lot, that your passion, you know, the Ten of Wands is the minor to the devil. It might be that you're just very, very workaholic, you love what you do, you have a slight obsession around it, but you have got this executive function of this King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, who are kind of protecting you from overwhelm, because they can stitch it all together and provide some boundaries and say it like it is, to get you out of that feeling of being in the cold. And advice, allow some sort of rebirth with the Death card. You've got to reach deep with this. You've got the High Priestess here, helping you create some boundaries. Your Nine of Pentacles, that helps you keep going in the face of all of this work with the Ten of Wands. You do need a rest, and you need to a sort of rebirth, a reboot on the way you do things. And where it's going, the King of Wands, you're getting back into your sort of full stride, I feel. maybe you are quite a King of Wands type person, because we've got the King of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles, and then these two young cards of strategy and enthusiasm. So there is a rebirth coming, which I love. Oh, yeah, Ten of Pentacles. Something really good is coming. I didn't mean to pull that card, but it wanted to come out anyway. So that's talking about generational wealth and security, and feels really positive. Right, I'm just going to put one more set of, not quite get rid of those ideas of those three. Maybe it's something to do with your reading, because I just sat down to do it when they started trotting across. She looked really overburdened, and I'm worrying about her, but maybe she's better than I thought. She's got her two little ones. She just found there's loads of beautiful ripe plums on the floor that she could have picked up, but I went and interrupted her, so that's really annoying of me. Right, the Emperor, with where you're at the moment, the Strength, the Emperor, the Star, the Hangman. These very sort of strong cards where you just have to change the perspective of the overwhelm of the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Swords and this Five, to get you back into your King of Pentacles. You know, feeling quite disciplined, maybe relying on your masculine, your current expectations. After this, we're going to pull two really lovely oracles. The Eight of Coins, just keeping on going, doing it very well, but feeling a bit disappointed by how difficult everything is, because there's uncomfortable conversations. But the unexpected, we've got the Ten of Wands again. That's the third time it's turned up in the unexpected, with the Ten of Cups. So maybe what it's saying is, as it keeps turning up in this pile, but you've got the King and Queen of Swords with it, and the Knight of Wands, is that this makes you happy. Actually, your true place of happiness might well be being deeply obsessed with something, working really hard, going for it. Maybe that's where your happy place is. Maybe you just have to get a bit more boundaried with it, but maybe this is you like working. And the advice? No, too many. Go away, mosquito. The advice. The Empress, to go with your Emperor. The advice is just keep creating. This is where you feel your best. There's a rebirth around creation after you've had a bit of a rest and connected to your intuition. And then this another Ten of Wands here, understanding that you are actually rather brilliant with your Nine of Pentacles and Ten of Wands. Once you've had your rest and rebirth, I think you're going to start again, and someone here might be a musician, because she's playing her lute or whatever it is, and she looks rather relaxed and in her power again. And where it's all going, the Seven of Coins, just keeping on going on with enthusiasm and plans and renewed energy and an ability to connect to how good you are. So there's a sense of, maybe like me worrying about those world board, that there's a kind of hard moment because it's really hot here and everyone's really tired, but you'll get through it. There will be some rain or some easy food. So, and then you're back to this life of passion and just keep going. You know, again, it could be that someone's an artist. Now we've got someone painting. Like, the process seems to be one that you're never going to get out of, because you kind of love it somehow. I hope this is relevant to someone. I'm going to pull you a couple of oracle cards. Firstly, a animal oracle, and it says self, worth, love, value, respect, and it's got rather brilliantly a little piglet, which is what I've just been seeing, the tiniest little wild boar, and then another one about that big, and then huge mummy looking really tired. So, number 11. How long is this? Right. Self-worth, love, value and respect. Pig has big medicine to share with you. This medicine is so grand that it's the key to living a fulfilling life and aids in accomplishing your potential. Pig's message is simple and direct: know your worth. Not only does Pig know his worth, but cultures across the world have proclaimed his value for thousands of years as a creature to be revered and a source of nourishment. Think of a piggy bank with money inside it. The more money inside, the more value it carries. The piggy bank reflects the idea that our true worth comes from within. When we use others' validation to inform us of our value, it always leads to suffering. This teaches us about inner talk. Do you walk around with doing your daily tasks with a voice in your head that belittles you, tells you that you are not good enough and makes you feel unworthy? Now is the time to proactively train and direct that voice in your head to share messages that are uplifting, loving and kind about yourself. This will take a lot of work and will most likely feel like you've been lying to yourself if you have a habit of negative self-talk. It sort of seems like that's why the Nine of Pentacles keeps turning up in your reading, because there's returning to your self-value. She's a highly valued character, and I think that's why she's in all these iterations. It's like, yeah, but remember how good you are. The key to making it honest and impactful is not to lie to yourself and say I'm gorgeous when everything in you feels ugly. Instead, you say to the part that feels ugly, I love you, I feel this pain with you, and one day I will get us to the point where we feel our beauty. But for now, I'm here for you. Pig's medicine asks you to accept that you will always struggle with some form of insecurity because you are human. True self-worth isn't raging confidence, it's allowing yourself to be insecure and being there for yourself while you feel pain, the pain of not feeling good enough. This act is the power that creates self-worth. I love that, and it works perfectly with our reading, because it's saying things are a little bit tough at the moment. You've just got to keep turning up as your advocate. Things don't get suddenly perfect. We know that, annoyingly. Wouldn't it be fun? Right, I'm going to pull you an Oracle of Mystical Moments card. If I've got the book. Sea Witch. She's a creatrix. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the book. Let's see, number 52. And then that's it. We're going to close out on this one. So self-worth, self-worth, self-worth. And this is innocence, joy, play and wonder. This small mermaid is called the Witch of the Sea. Instead of a fishtail, she has a jellyfish on the lower part of her body. Her hair sways behind her like flowing tentacles. She holds a windmill in her hand that propels her forward. A wide-eyed fish is her loyal companion on her ocean's journey. She is young and uses the magic of childlike thinking to dance in the waves, marvelling at the wonder of life. And I love that, because right at the end you have this Page of Swords and Page of Wands, and they have that kind of teenaged, wonder-struck energy of like, I want this, I want to go for that, I'm so excited by this. Strategies beyond experience and excitement when everything is new, and that fires you up to get into your King of Wands. And then we start getting into sort of back into, the enthusiasm gives you back what you need, I think, which is remembering how great you are and talking to yourself nicely. See you again.